Hi everyone, welcome back to part 61 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we explored the secret lake. I believe we are in the high above where we have around 21 entrances that we get to explore. I'm pretty excited for this as we have explored at least 13 of those entrances. A couple more remaining and a quest to complete. I'll be focusing on it in today's episode, so hopefully we get it done. I also have to go back to Aubrey as we do have a couple of quests over there, especially the Umbra project, which I've been, to be honest, trying to avoid. It's a pretty huge one as well. Hopefully I'll be able to cover it in the upcoming episodes. But here we are, and here is my team. Unfortunately it's not fully healed, but that's alright. I will heal them up. Since I'm back, let's quickly go through this keyhole right here, which I'm just going to go ahead and randomly number 14. Now the right pathway to actually go is actually key number 11, which is right next to the lair entrance in the left side. So if you want to avoid going through all of these other pathways, you can definitely go through that and get the quest completed. But I would highly recommend going and exploring everything, as this does have some really good items and a bit of funny dialogue. Just like here, we have a copy of Stowaway and Nolan, but for some reason they are not talking backwards unlike the others. I guess it is understandable considering that they are Arctamers. We do have a main quest to become a Arctamer ourselves, which I am going to cover in a later stage. Right now I'm just going to focus on all the side quests that are I would say that are open to complete. I'm also focusing on adding all of the teleportation locations. I think I'm halfway done with that, but I probably would have to go back to Naga to complete a lot over there. We do have an aqua volcano as well. But back to this battle, we're just gonna try our best to defeat them both. I'm pretty sure at some point in the future we will get to battle both of them one-on-one, which I'm pretty excited for. But it's definitely gonna take a lot more. We do have a whole huge quest on it. In this case, it seems that we are having quite a tougher battle. That's alright. Spazi was the last TemTem, but there we go. We have defeated them both. That's really nice. Hopefully we'll get to talk to them in our own region pretty soon. Now, I believe 14th and 15th are connected. As you can see, there is another entrance right next to these people. But probably you would have to go through the first one that I went through. Now you'll be able to find a couple of TemTems here, and I have covered them all in the last episode, so do check that out. But let me quickly put up a scent. This will avoid me from further wasting my time. I really thought I put a scent right there. Probably not. Definitely have to do it. At the end, we do have this device. This time we need a nature or a neutral TemTem, which is definitely Arcanite. Let me go with that. There we go. If you're wondering why these devices are here, they are to activate the lair, which is right in center of the sacred lake. Making our way back, here we are. And the top one you might have just seen me avoid is actually the right gateway. I'm going to keep it aside for now. We're going to go through the next one, which is the number 16 right here. Another small recap on the numbering of keyholes, where in the last episode I started numbering them to make it much easier and provide a guide to everyone who is watching this episode. In case if you're planning to play this game or this quest itself, I think having a number on these keyholes will make it much easier. I'm pretty sure there are a couple of maps online with the numbering as well. You can definitely go ahead and check them out. Either way, here we did see, I believe we know this character, it's Stefani. Apparently, this dojo master in this world is actually the real evil. Surprising. I know she is the head of Congress right now, but this is quite the twist if it ever happens in game. Either way, right, let's quickly defeat her. She does have a couple of tougher TemTems, which I would have actually preferred adding to my team as well. Probably the next time I play this game, I will definitely have these two. I know Kinu is not that great on the first look, but it gets some amazing traits and does buff stats when it comes into the battlefield, which is so much helpful. Would definitely recommend it if you are looking out for a nature type TemTem. Up next, alright. Apparently he seems to call us Max, which is questionable. I mean, I do not look like Max, so I'm really not sure why he does that. Either way, he does challenges, so I need to defeat him. Alright. He starts with 2 water type TemTems, which is a bit surprising. Thankfully, I did switch into Saku. And I do have Runder up in front, so this battle shouldn't be too tough. There we go. Let me try this again. Hopefully Yukama will go down here. Right. As for Platimos, hopefully the niche type move will do some more damage. And it was taken down, alright. Pretty good battle. Moving forward, I believe there is an item that we'll be able to pick up here at the end. Yep, 2 different items, which is really nice. A max scent and Tem card plus plus, 2 really helpful items. Heading back to our world, let's explore this one. I believe we are almost done with exploring. This one I probably would name as gate number 17. We only have a couple more. Here we have Max, who's now called Sam. Apparently we are the bad guy for her. She does actually, or they in this case, do actually tell that we should stop being a part of Belsoro clan, which is interesting. Twist that I think I would be surprised if we had to go through. I really wish there was a storyline which would let us play as Max. Would have been much interesting. The other interesting part is that most of these TemTems that these tamers use are actually the similar ones they use in our world. Surprising. I guess this world kind of duplicates the person from that world and just tries to use all of those TemTems. I think this higher bow area is pretty mysterious. I've also heard about a place called Down Below. I wonder if we get to actually explore it as well. At this point my game crashed, which is usual at this point. I'm really not worried about it either. Anyway, now that we do have it back, let me quickly try to defeat Max here. I should really call them Zam because it's the inverse. Divine goes down as well. I wonder if there are 2 more TemTems left. I definitely have to heal up my team at some point. Thankfully, I do have the Denizen field fully filled, so I'll be able to use it after this battle. This time I do have Arcanite, who is actually helping a lot, and I'm actually pretty happy that I was able to add it to my team. The only regret is that I wish I had added this TemTem way earlier back in Tukma. I think that would have helped a lot. Even Grunder as well. I think I should have just switched out Gazuma the first time. Either way, Zam here is pretty hurt by us betraying them. Understandable. But thankfully we are not the evil person in our world. After activating the machine, we are able to go back. The next one is right here. This one would be keyhole number 18, I believe. We only have a couple more. The other one is here. Alright. If you're wondering what happened to keyhole 18, there was literally nothing over there, so I had to just head back. I believe that keyhole 18 is the same one that connects to keyhole 1, so we have already explored that pathway. Your 19th one has a couple of different mechanisms. We do have the split pathway here that is coming up, right? And a tamer. Let's quickly defeat them. I believe I have got the numbers wrong at some point, but I'm guessing that I ended out the last episode with keyhole number 14. If that was the case, then this would probably be the keyhole number 20. Either way, regardless of in which direction you explore, if you want to avoid the right pathway, I would say avoid the nearest keyhole to the layer, the one that is just at the entrance in the left side. But of course, we will be exploring it pretty soon, so you'll be able to see the location for it. Right now, I'm just gonna focus on taking this guy down. He does remind me of Captain Collie. I believe that is his inverse. There we go. Let me quickly heal up my team as well. This is definitely a tough battle. At some point I would have to go back and heal in the Temporium. There we go. That one's done as well. There are a couple more left, but you do have to go through the right pathway to get to them as well. I would say that I skipped this keyhole right here, which is actually the 21st one. So I did actually get the numbering wrong. I should have started with keyhole number 15 in this episode, which would have made the total to 21. That is how many keyhole gateways that we do have here. In this last one, we have two more tamers. Kemal, which is surprising. But by the way, we do have to rescue Kemal. I remember that in Umbra project, he seems to have been lost in somewhere in the outer layer of Punson. So we are about to travel there with the help of Arya, of course. Now that we have activated almost everything, it's time to head back and go to the 11th keyhole, which should be somewhere around here. Yep, it is right here, the one that is in the left side of the whole layer. This one's a bit of a maze. You do have multiple pathways that you can actually explore. Initially I was a bit confused, but I seems to have figured out the pathway after that. There are a couple different items and couple different devices that we can actually activate. Going to this side, we have the low priest. Alright, I believe we had met the high priest in our world. It doesn't really battle us, which is understandable. We do get a couple more stickers, so at some point I will be able to head back to Aubrey and get some of these restored. Ooh, alright. Here we have someone else that we know very well, Augustin. Unfortunately, he crashed the game as well, but that's alright. Here we are. Now he only has two TemTems. I think this one will make it much more easier to defeat him. His Saku should go down. There we go. As for Village, I'm just going to target it in the next turn. Unfortunately, I do not have a file type 2 that unlocks in the second turn, so I do have to wait another one. But hopefully I'll be able to take it down here, which I do. Alright, that was great. I believe he is standing in a dead end as well, but let me quickly explore it. Yep, it seems to be a dead end. Heading back the way we come, I think we have explored this side of the island. We definitely would have to jump down in the central. Really thought I was able to navigate through this, but this seems to be an area of its own. I think we have explored everything here. Yep, explored everything from the left side, so I do have to start exploring in the right, which apparently connects to the center or the top one. The top pathway has other smaller pathways through which we'll be able to get items. I think I will pick up all of the items as I won't be coming back here again. We also have different devices, I think around 3 of them that I would have to activate. Here's another tamer. Really should stop focusing on one TemTem a lot, considering that I am able to take them down. As for Fire, hopefully I'll be able to defeat it. Chain hit absolutely did nothing, but at least it did trap it. I do have to heal up Runder after this battle. So there we go. We have defeated this tamer as well. I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to call them tamers. I mean, they do look like one, but they are actually copies of people we already know. So I would prefer to just call them shadows instead of tamers. Right here I took the wrong way, and we do have to come back over here. Alright, we know never to jump down there, but we do have the second pathway here, so let me jump down here. And alright, all seeing eye. This is a weird name for Matthew the one-eyed guy, but of course. OB10 and Regnet, huh? I would definitely have to switch out Runder, as it really is not gonna help. As for Ushkai, I'm hoping that Rockfall will be able to take both of those TemTems down. At least Antan is helping, which is really nice. I mean, if I wasn't gonna choose Antan, I would have probably gone with Vulcan or Mastone. I think Mastone is really good as well, but then it would clash with Nikaz, who's actually my starter. If you are choosing Crystal, I would recommend not choosing Antan. Probably go with either Raycan or Mastone. Those two are really good. Or you could definitely try using the fire type evolution for 2i as well. I'm pretty sure that is a solid fire type as well. But nothing really beats Antan for me. I think this one's the better version. Either way, we are able to defeat one-eyed Matthew's reflection here. Or I would say Shadow. Once we finish this, there we go, activating another device. I do have to head back the same way. I think I'm kind of understanding the map here. We're just gonna try and cover one side of the map before going to the next. This one here seems to be the better version, considering that we will come down to the same path. But here is the philosopher. I believe this is who we were trying to find for the high priest. We do have to talk to it. These options are necessary, so I would recommend just pausing the video and selecting the right options right here. Once you select the right option, we get I would say a response back, which is what we would have to give back to the high priest. After that, we have another pair of tamers. Let's quickly go ahead and defeat them as well. Raycan and Madrid. I wouldn't say Madrid is that great. I mean, I know it has a really good typing, but when it comes to stats, I don't think it's that good. I would say there are other better versions of crystal type TemTems out there as well as earth type TemTems. But it does have an interesting design. In this case, let me try to see if I'll be able to take it down, which I do. That's pretty good. Next, we have a Typhoon and Equinox, right? I think I'll focus on Typhoon right now. Equinox needs a vent type move to take it down, but Typhoon goes down at least. I think this battle is getting a bit interesting. I'm hoping that Nagais will not go down in this next turn, although I do have to heal up Grunder. Using Beta Burst, I was able to take down Yowler. I'm gonna focus on Equinox next. That was pretty tough. I'm glad that Nagais didn't go down, but hopefully Equinox will. Ooh, never mind. At least it didn't target Nagais, which is really good. Next turn, I was able to just use Nagai's Fury and knock myself out. But that's alright, it's all worth it. Ooh, alright, Nagais actually survives. Definitely need to heal up these two. But I think the others are still pretty fine. Now that we have cleared up this pathway, it is time for me to go ahead and go all the way down. Right, let's go straight and once more as well, I believe. Here we do have two different choices. I think I'll go with this one first, as we do have this device here. We have one. Oh, never mind. Apparently the layer is now unlocked. Alright. That was really surprising. This is the first time I am, of course, unlocking a layer, but we will get to unlock a second one pretty soon as well. Layers are pretty interesting. They don't let you use your TemTems or your items. You do get a chance to randomly add a TemTem or trade them. You can also buy items inside a layer when you're going through it. But the whole goal is to go to the end of it and try to defeat the legendary TemTems. Once you do defeat them, you will be able to get an egg of that particular legendary. And that is how you'll be able to hatch them and add them to your Tempopedia. Either way, we have completed this quest. All I have to do is make my way back to the temple and talk to the priest, which I will do right now. But of course, before anything, if you do interact, you will be able to enter the High Above Sanctum, which is a pretty interesting lair. Although I won't be going through it in this episode. The layer ones are gonna have their own episodes. I've also heard in the internet about a couple of issues that these layers have, where you do get locked into a battle. Hopefully that doesn't really happen to me, because if you do get locked into a battle, eventually you will lose, due to which you'll not be able to win the lair. Either way, coming back here and talking to the priest, he is happy with us and pays us some penance, which is really nice. But I think this is where I will be ending out this episode. In the next one, we are going to go ahead and go back to Aubrey and do a couple of stuff here. There is a temple to, I believe, explore, as well as this Umbra project, which I'm pretty interested in. Either way, hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me more in other ways, check out the links down in my description for Patreon and Ko-fi. But I'll see you all in the next one.